Well, Joe Burrow is 1-6 against Lamar Jackson, and I could not be more excited about it. Welcome into Ravens Rundown, everybody. This is my instant reaction following that absolutely insane game we all just watched on Thursday Night Football. 35-34 is your final score, one that came down to literally one of the last plays of the game. After the first matchup ended in overtime with a missed kick and then a broken Derrick Henry run, I thought no way the rematch could be just as good, and boy did it not disappoint. 35-34 is the score. Joe Burrow with an absolute stellar performance. Lamar Jackson was amazing himself. Derrick Henry probably had his worst game so far as a Raven. Nothing really to do with him, just didn't break the big ones. Tylan Wallace had a coming out party. Jamar Chase looked like the best wide receiver in football. There is so much to talk about and to get into this one, so let's get it going. But before we do, I got to give a little, self-plug to the channel, okay? If this is your first time watching, welcome into Ravens Rundown. We go live for every single game all season long, so if you haven't already, go ahead and do me a favor. Hit that sub button. Keep us locked in with you. This is the best place to be. I can promise you that. Okay, I want to start let's go with the trends, and then I want to give a little injury update, okay? So 470 total yards for Cincinnati, 389 for Baltimore, 27 first downs for the Bengals. The Ravens had 20, and they only had 6 after halftime, so 14 in the second half. They went 7 for 12 on third downs. However, they did have 11 penalties for 81 yards. Absolutely a killer. Okay, let's talk about injuries, because Kyle Hamilton left the game, and what was that, second quarter? I was scared initially that it was an Achilles injury because it was non-contact. However, he was seen walking off the field, then was questionable to begin with, and then came back out, was ruled out, was in a boot, and John Harbaugh tonight in his post-game press conference confirmed that it was just an ankle sprain, and that Adam Schefter tweeting this, it was just an ankle sprain, and that he believes it was nothing like too serious of an injury, okay? So thank goodness that he's okay, because he's your best player on the worst secondary. And so what does that turn that secondary into? Even a worse secondary, and you just can't have that, okay? What is your one-word reaction from today's game? Let me know in the chat down below. Okay, this is going to be the pinned comment on today's YouTube video. So you're about to get hit with an ad break. Go ahead, scroll down for me, find this, and give me your one-word reaction to tonight's win. Okay, let's get into the stats, and I want to start with our man Lamar Jackson. Okay, this is my first takeaway. I mean, he's going to be a 3-time MVP. I don't know how else I can say it. 25 for 33, 290 yards, 4 touchdowns. Also had 7 carries for 33 yards as well, and one that he only got 10 yards credit for, but it was absolutely phenomenal and led to a touchdown. And there's not much more I can say about it, okay? The ground game wasn't there. They were held for under 100 yards for the first time in what seems like a decade. Okay, and so you looked at him at one point with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. You're down 2 touchdowns, and you said, hey, 8, we need you to put this game on your back, and we need you to win it for us with your arm. And guess what he did? Exactly that. 141.4 passer rating. Last week it was 158.3. That's mean he's averaged over the last 2 weeks at 151 passer rating. The guy who they call a running back is doing that with his arms. Just insane stuff we're seeing out of him. MVP stuff we're seeing out of him. And to do it on a night when you can't run the football is what I'd love to see the most, okay? Because that's a lot of people's, gripe with Lamar, is they say, man, anybody can throw the ball like that when you got Derrick Henry. Well, he went 16 carries for 68 yards, and Lamar still did what he was able to do. And so, absolutely phenomenal game. Guy I want to shout out as well, had his coming out party. That's Mr. Tylan Wallace. 3 receptions, 115 yards, 1 touchdown, had an 84-yard touchdown catch, 74 yards after the catch, absolutely broke this puppy open, tight-roped on the sideline. It was absolutely electric. And I tell you, man, if he's another piece into this offense and on this team, man, they might be scarier than you even thought. Because, man, they're pretty scary But if he's another piece to add in with Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, and a guy we're going to talk about next, forget about it. Forget about it, okay? Let's talk about Mark Andrews because he had a phenomenal game as well. And I just love this because if you remember a couple weeks ago, like 5 or 6 weeks ago, there was trade rumors talk. And I was on this channel saying, no, that would be silly to trade him because of all he does for this offense. He just didn't start this 2024 season off well at all. He actually was pretty bad. Dropping passes, going games without targets, like not a great start. And to come back and to play the way he's played these last 3 weeks and to play the way that he played tonight against the Bengals, absolutely phenomenal, okay? Absolutely phenomenal for Mark Andrews. Rashad Bateman made a couple big plays, including a touchdown pass. And this offense was the stalest, if that's a word, and most stagnant I'd ever seen it in that first half, okay? And even to begin the second half. They went 4 of their 5 drives with a 3 and out. And then they came back and scored 35 freaking points. 19 minutes remaining. They had 7 points with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And in 19 minutes, they scored 28 points. Absolutely phenomenal stuff from your Baltimore Ravens. I don't know really what else to say, okay? And so I talked about a lot of guys there that played really, really well. But I want you to tell me, who was your MVP tonight against the Bengals? Was it Lamar? Maybe it was Marlon Humphrey for causing that fumble that turned things around. I don't know. Kind of find it hard to believe it's not going to be Lamar, but you let me know in the comment section down below. I got to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is our friends over at Prize Picks. And Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports, and you can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. And Prize Picks puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Prize Picks discounts select player protections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineups. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Let's take a look at my Prize Picks for tonight's game. Absolutely crushed them. The more on Lamar Jackson yards, 234.5. Bang. Got it. The more on Joe Burrow yards, unfortunately, bang, got it as well. And then had Derrick Henry scoring a touchdown, which of course he did. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Okay, now it's time we talk about the not-so-great stuff because you played a quarterback, and I get it. Joe Burrow's a pretty damn good quarterback, but he went for 430 on you. 430. 34 points, 4 touchdowns. Freaking Jamar Chase had 11 receptions for, I believe, 230-something yards, 264 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And one of my keys to victory at the beginning of the stream on last night's or tonight's stream was, hey, stop Jamar Chase, because he went 10 for 192 last time these two teams played. Well, he made that game look awful because he went 11 for 264. And this secondary has a problem. This defense has a problem. And I get it, okay? I do. You lost Kyle Hamilton. He didn't play for the entire second half. That's a big loss. But my goodness, guys, this is why I was pounding my fists on the table, screaming my head off, pulling my hair out to make a move at the deadline. Because any time that you look at your quarterback, game in and game out, and tell him you need to win us this game because the defense won't, that's going to be a problem. Because one day, Lamar Jackson isn't going to be playing like an MVP. He's allowed to have off days. We all are. His are just a little more out in the open and on television than ours are. But one day he's going to have an off day. God forbid it's in the playoffs, and you're not going to have a freaking defense to depend on because they get torched every damn game, and I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of it. Why did you not make a move at the trade deadline? That's all I want to know. Golly, you needed to make a move. You're in the middle of a Super Bowl window. You had to do something and you did it, okay? And so now I think you got to start talking about Zach Orr. And I don't think anything in this season, but you got to start asking yourself, after they go for 6.3 yards per pass or per play and 421 yards through the air and complete 34 passes, something is wrong, okay? Something's wrong. And I get it. Burrow's pretty damn phenomenal. But my goodness, you had a top 5 defense in the NFL last year. Now you have a bottom 5 defense. I'm getting sick of it. Something has to change. Like, this defense is going to lose you games at some point this season. Like, I'm just going to call it how it is. You're thankful you have the best player in football on your team at quarterback. What is your confidence level in Baltimore this season? Scale it for me, 1 to 100 in the comment section down below. 100, you're like, they're winning the Super Bowl no matter what. 1, you're like, they're not winning another game, okay? I don't know why you would think that, but let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for tuning in. This was our instant reaction to tonight's Thursday Night Football Classic, thriller, whatever you want to call it. It was absolutely phenomenal. So like that button's doing right down there. It's going crazy for you because it wants you to hit that sub button. So do what it says. Hit the sub button, join the family, and we'll see you tomorrow.